Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, day after, night before, transfer window's closed, basically that. So we're going to be reviewing in the shortest possible form about the players that Arsenal eventually signed. Only three, yeah. And I'm going to pick the best out of those three players that we signed. My favorite player, I think you probably already know. We're going to go into the poll as well. There was a question that we did yesterday. And also, we've got some injury update news. Injury news. Yeah. Because a lot of you have been asking about Emil Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson. We've got some updated news in regards to those two players there. And some other bits and pieces I don't even remember. But we're going to get into this one on the other side of this music intro. Yes, indeed. Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yeah, not Tuesday, it's Wednesday evening, isn't it? Wednesday evening, bump day for you, Wednesday for me. Welcome on the show. Like it says, it's somewhere down here. It does say to click the like button. It doesn't say subscribe. Click the like button. That's all you have to do. Also, come into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts. Are you upset that Arsenal did not sign any more players? Are you upset at the players Arsenal eventually signed? Or I don't know. And also give us marks out of 10 for the January transfer window, which is now gone into the distance. And we're probably going to be preparing ourselves for the summer transfer window. Oh my, look, give me some time to get over this one at least. So click the like, come into the live chats and let me know your thoughts about the transfer window. Marks out of 10. Yeah, my goodness. Anyhow, let's get into this first news segment. So the first news segment is actually in regards to this gentleman. Where is he? He's there. There he is. There he is. Chelsea declared winners of Jorginho deal as Ally McCoist fears Arsenal slipped up in £12 million signing. Now, the pundit, Ally McCoist, fears Jorginho will struggle to adapt to the Gunners. New Arsenal signing Jorginho may not be the title challenge help that Mikel Arteta really needs, Ally McCoist has explained. After a £12 million switch from Chelsea to the Gunners on deadline day, the Italian will likely be a squad player as Arsenal pursue the Premier League crown. But the former striker McCoist fears he may struggle to adapt as he plays at a different pace. Not a good move for Arsenal, McCoist told a particular radio station. He's not mobile or high energy enough for Arsenal. Are you actually telling me you're signing players from Chelsea as bench players? You've got to be signing players that will strengthen your team first and foremost. I know you want a squad of 18, but you want as much like as you can. He summarized, I don't see it as a great move, nothing to do with the financials. I actually think Chelsea are getting the better deal. Now, fellow pundit Paul Merson and Chris Sutton, meanwhile, have stated their belief that Arteta has pulled off a fine signing after failing to land Moises Caicedo. We'll talk about him in a little while, from Brighton. Sutton told the Mail newspaper, I'm surprised he's gone to Arsenal, and Chelsea are helping Arsenal. At 31, it's a good piece of business. For 12 million, it's cheap as chips. From Arsenal's point of view, that's 10 out of 10. I really think that's a no-brainer and smart business, he said. Jorginho. What I'm going to say about Jorginho, just having kind of thought about the player, I think it's been marked as a negative because of the recent transfers we've had or we've received from Chelsea. David Luiz. We could probably talk about Petr Cech. William was the last player that came from Chelsea, and I think that's the problem. That's been the problem. But the player per se, he is a serial winner. He's won the Champions League, won the Europa League, the Premier League. Everything that Arsenal, the majority of the Arsenal players have not won. Now, in regards to what McCoist has said about his mobility, something that came to mind, he might not be the quickest. Sometimes you need a player in the midfield just to slow things down. Now, I love the way Arsenal play, quite intricate, fast interplay between themselves. Is it overlaps, 1, 2, 3 plays? But sometimes you do need a player when Arsenal have lost control of a game. That's the time you need cool, calm, and collective heads. And it might be, Jorginho might be that player. He might be that player just to calm things down. Because Granit Xhaka can still be a bit of a hothead. He can't tackle. But Jorginho, who's almost won everything, I repeat, everything that there is to win, could be that player. But what's kind of, how can I say this? The negative part about Jorginho is he's 31. He's not the quickest of players. He's a ex-Chelsea player, and he's coming in as a backup to Thomas Partey, not coming into that position to challenge Thomas Partey. Do you understand what I mean? He's a backup player. He's going to be sitting on the bench. He's not guaranteed to be starting games. And that's the negative part about it, about the Jorginho deal for me. But yeah, he's done an interview. I haven't listened to the interview. I've been too busy today working. But yeah, Jorginho, I don't know. What do you think about the Jorginho deal? Do you think it is good business? Or do you think actually, we should have gone to the market hard for a central defensive midfielder? I mean, how many times am I going to say that? Should have gone into the market and brought a central defensive midfielder. Now, as I understand it, Jorginho is not a central defensive midfielder. He's not. He is not. So again, come into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts about the Jorginho deal. It might be he might surprise us. He might surprise us. He might surprise me. You might be happy with Jorginho. If you are, come into the live chat. Let me know why you are happy with Jorginho, the Brazilian-born Italian. Brazilian-born Italian. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, before I go any further, I actually want to say, marks out of 10 for the transfer window, I gave a solid 7, and that is pretty good. Who did we get last January? We got nobody. So that's a plus. We got 3. 3 bodies in. 3 players in. That's a plus. No? Is that not a plus? It is for me. Anyway, what else? What else do we have here? We've got this is a bit of a, I don't know what to say about this. Moses Caicedo returns to Brighton training after failing to get January transfer following Arsenal bids. The 21-year-old will remain a Seagulls player for the remainder of the season. At the very least, the midfielder was told to stay away from training while speculation ramped up about his future. After Arsenal made 2 bids for Caicedo, with the second worth £70 million, Brighton flatly refused to even consider selling their star man, despite the vast sums of money which was being offered. Just a few things in regards to Moses Caicedo. First things first, he had only played 1 season, less than a full season for Brighton. That's one thing. The second thing is, Brighton, like the report says, they were flat against selling their player. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put tens and thousands of millions on top of the original price. The third thing is that if we had brought Moises Caicedo, come to sell him, how much money would we have been able to recoup if it was £80+ million? Nowhere near that amount for the player. Nowhere near for him. So I think, he will remain a Brighton player. And I imagine, the money, the valuation will how can I say this, will decrease. And we'll also be interested in him, I don't know, come the summer, or your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. No idea. But all right, and the next news segment. Well, just to go on a little bit further in regards to Jorginho. Danny Murphy, ex-Tottenham and actually a Fulham player, he says that he's holding great business after £12 million Jorginho transfer. He says that he disagrees with any criticism and says the Italian international will prove to be a shrewd piece of business. It's a really clever piece of business. He told a particular radio station. Partey is struggling a bit. He doesn't tend to play a full season. He came off at half time in the City game. You need cover. I think he is somebody who will cope with any high pressure groups that he's put into, whether it's off the bench or starting. If they're still in the title race with 10 games to go, which they should be, and Partey's injured, then Jorginho comes into the team and you know what you're going to get. He doesn't quite have Partey's physicality, but knitting the game together, talking to people around him and knowing the positions. Anyone doubting him, that move, I don't see where the skepticism comes from, to be honest with you. For me, what's it, 12 million? It's a great piece of business. That's it. So that's Danny Murphy giving his thoughts about the Jorginho deal. Again, I've given my thoughts. From me, again, we just have to wait and see. Oh my goodness. We just have to wait and see what happens. Have to wait and see. I want him to prove me wrong. But we've got to give, as my mum always says, you've got to give the runner a chance. Let's see what he can do or what he can't do. Mobility, the quickness, maybe we don't always need that. Well, we haven't had that in Thomas Partey anyway. It does say about his physicality. Thomas Partey's physicality, he doesn't have any physicality. Doesn't have any physicality. Well, he has a little bit, but not enough for a central defensive midfielder. Or is he a box-to-box midfielder? I'm not even kind of sure what kind of midfielder Thomas Partey is. Right. We go onwards. So marks out of 10 for the transfer window. Can you give me your marks out of 10 so far for, well, not so far, but because the transfer window is now closed. Marks out of 10 for the transfer window. Again, I gave it a solid 7. Nowhere, there wasn't going to be an 8 or even a 9. And surprise, surprise, when I've looked at the, how can I say this, how you have voted, I'm a little bit surprised. So these are how the numbers have fallen. I'm not going to be reading this one out again, I believe. So again, how do you rate this transfer window? Marks out of 10. We have received 967 votes, 30 comments. 30 comments. And 32 likes. Wow. So 9 out of 10 receives 13% of the votes. 8 out of 10, 19% of the votes. 7 out of 10, there's a pattern here. 7 out of 10 receives 30%. And you know what? 6 out of 10 for the transfer window is out in front of 39% of the votes. I am surprised. I thought maybe, you would have voted maybe 8 out of 10, but no, 39% of the votes have gone for 6 out of 10. Oh my goodness. I've seen some people like having a little debate, an argument. I think that's where most of the comments have gone. Yeah, people are arguing about, oh, you voted for, 9 out of 10. Oh, but you voted for 6 out of 10. Why would you do that? So far, guys, again, keep the comments clean, because if I see any vulgarity in those comments there, you'll be barred and we will remove your profile on the channel, okay? So I don't have no problem so far with those comments there. But anyway, that's the results. 39% of the votes have gone to 6 out of 10 for the transfer window. Wow. Well, my goodness. Let me quickly just have a look here. Okay, just want to refresh it and see if there's been any other movements. Okay, 2 more. Yeah, 969. Well, actually, it remains the same. Okay, so now I believe I can go into the live chat. No, I can't go in the live chat. I've got to go into our Twitter feed and see if there's any comments there. All right. Okay, all right. Jackson Precious has retweeted that we are live. Breaking. Arsenal finished the transfer window with significant signings: Trossard, Kiwior, and Jorginho. Like I've said, I think I've said on a few times actually. Where? Oh, sorry guys. What's up in here? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I have said on a few occasions that I'm so impressed with Leandro Trossard. For me, he is the pick of the bunch of signings. I know, we've got this guy, Jakub Kiwior from Sepsia, the Polish international, and far right we've got Jorginho. But for me, excuse me, for me, the player or the I don't know how to say this. The pick of the transfer targets and the players who we brought, for me, is Leandro Trossard. Has played 2 games, had an instant impact when he played against Man United. So for me, left foot, right foot, can header. What more do you want? And at £20 million, the pick of the bunch. The pick of the bunch. Wonderful player. So I'm expecting good things from Leandro Trossard. Really, really I am. Anyhow, let's go into the live chat. I can see the live chat is it's just gone crazy. We've got Ashley, not that Ashley, but Ashley, not the moderator Ashley. Good evening, mate. Good evening to you, Ashley. I hope you're keeping well. And then the moderator Ashley, he says, "Hey up, Gooners. We brought 3 players for 50 exact. Jorginho will be backup option, but brings a wealth of experience. Everyone from the pundits have said it's a good and shrewd significant, except Ally McCoist, who said he isn't. Yep. Arsenal, the retirement home for the Chelsea pensioners." All right, fair enough. Arsenal Kenya, good evening to you. Says, why do we always help Chelsea get rid of their deadwoods? I really hate KSE. They are the worst owners in the world. Jorginho is the worst business of the January transfer window. We have become Chelsea's retirement home, but 1.5 year contract for 12 million up front and the rest in add-ons. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Off to work, mate. Take care. See you soon. All right, actually, have a good evening, and we'll catch you. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow, I won't be coming live tomorrow because it's it's Thursday. I don't do live shows on Thursday. But have a good evening at work. Does he slow those things down at Chelsea? I think he does. That's just the way he plays. He's not the fastest or quickest of players. Does not matter what he's won. When he's old, my granddad won the Second World War, but I would not send him to Ukraine. A wealth of experience. Another leader who's won trophies. Yeah. I mean, he does that, doesn't he? Or he's done that. You see him speaking to the players around him. But you know what came to mind? I'm just thinking, when we've seen the All or Nothing, it's apparent that Granit Xhaka is like, he's like the leader, isn't he? But how is Granit Xhaka going to feel having someone come in early doors and telling him what to do? Is that, I don't know, is that a cocktail of disaster waiting to happen? That, you've got 2 players bumping heads because one won't listen to the other. One has clearly more experience. One has clearly won more trophies than the other one. But that player is telling another player what he needs to be doing. Will Granit Xhaka, accept that from Jorginho? Just asking. Teachers on strike and Alex are pretending to have been busy working. Who said I was working? Who said I was busy? Today was a good day. It was a good day at work. I'm not going to go into any greater details because certain people might be looking, might be watching me. Sorry. The only one who can change our views on him is Jorginho himself. Absolutely. Let's give the guy a chance before we judge. Tired, good evening to you. I hope you're well. Say hello to both your sons from Uncle Alex, please. Hassan, good evening. Says, okay, good evening, everyone, and good evening to you, Hassan. I wonder if an electric cinema frame was part of the deal. Will flop at Chelsea. He hasn't played yet. He's just signed. He just signed for Chelsea yesterday. My rating is 4.5. Tired. Wow, 4.5. 3 reasons. 1, we did not get our main targets. Who were our main targets? 2, we wasted time with Caicedo. We should have a bid for him at the beginning of the window, not at the end. And 3, again, we're short in the midfield. Wow, but a 4.5. I thought I was being harsh with 7. Well, anyway, you're giving your reasons. Yeah, okay. I get why they let Lokonga go, but they should not done so. We only have 3 midfielders now, Partey, Xhaka, and Jorginho. I hope Kiwior is good enough. Underwhelming window, 3 out of 10. Oh my goodness. Good evening, Colin. Good evening. Good evening. 3 out of 10. Wow, goodness. Underwhelming. Again, like I said about the Jorginho deal, I think it's marked because of the players that we have brought from Chelsea of recent history. You know who the players are. I'm not going to mention their names again. That's why, this one, again, it's the profile over the age of 30. If Arsene Wenger was here, we wouldn't have signed him because Arsene Wenger had this thing about players who reached 30. So he wouldn't have been signed. That's one thing. Another thing is, about him being experienced, a good communicator with the players around him. Got to give him a chance, haven't we? Got to give him a chance. But 3 out of 10. Kiwior, I'd never heard of him. Never heard of him. I've not even seen him play. Did he play in the World Cup? No idea. Anyway, Spurs Academy Chief Chris Perkins is joining Arsenal apparently, who is talented and spotting young players. Do you know of him? And if any good? I have no idea. No idea. But something has just come to mind. Tyrannosaurus. I was supposed to give everyone the update news in regards to our injury, the injuries. So let's go very quickly through the injuries. So the first injury list, Emile Smith-Rowe, as we know, has been plagued with injury worries throughout the season so far, struggling to play a part in the first team through the opening stages of the campaign. The Hell End Academy graduate has made a return to action since the World Cup break, but was missing for the clash against Man City. As another platform understand, he is suffering from a thigh strain and was left out as precaution. The return date says it is unknown. So another injury, Emile Smith-Rowe. Next up, Reece Nelson. The extent of Nelson's hamstring injury is still currently unknown, but Arteta admitted after the friendly with Juventus that it could be problematic. What he said was, we don't know the extent of the injury. The fact that he had to leave the pitch straight away is not good, especially with someone like Reece, who are really powerful and fast. Let's see what will happen. We know we have to do, and that doesn't change the plans for the transfer window. But again, his return date is also unknown. We spoke about Mohamed Elneny, who has received a significant injury to his knee, will be out for the majority. I think he's probably going to be out for the rest of the season, to be honest. Mohamed Elneny. So that is the short list of injuries. I forgot. I forgot to mention that, didn't I? I forgot. Oh my goodness. It's been a long day, but it's been a good day. It's been a good day. All right. What else do we have here? Okay. Okay, any more comments? If not, we've been running for 25 minutes. If not, we'll just call this one quits and to an end. Come on, there's quite a few of you you're still watching. Not everybody has given me their thoughts for the transfer window. Marks out of 10. Tyrannosaurus says 4.5, given 3 reasons. Colin says underwhelming transfer window, 3 out of 10. And there I am giving it a big one, 7 out of 10. Thinking, oh my goodness. Marks out of 10 for the transfer window. We didn't buy anyone this time last year, did we? Didn't buy anybody. Aguna Matara says hi to my Gunners happy and even to you, fella. Why have Arsenal changed tack on injury updates recently? They used to tell us everything in the past. They did, but for some reason they want to keep hold of that. I think the penny may have dropped. Something is clearly going wrong. I mean, Emma Smith Rowe, I mean, how many more injuries before we might have to think about selling Emma Smith Rowe? Love him to bits, but no use to us if he's always going to be injured, isn't it? It's sad. Will Caicedo complete his Arsenal transfer, or has it hit a snag? Hit a snag? That's putting it lightly. He's gone back to Brighton. The reports yesterday was that he was in London. He travelled up from Brighton to force through the deal, and he's gone back down south to Brighton. So that's not happening. A snag? That's putting it lightly. An 8. Why an 8? That's the highest so far. What can you tell me? Why have you given it 8 out of 10 for a transfer window? Are you concerned that we might not get our top targets in the summer? Not particularly worried. I'm just thinking, how many more players do we need? I think for me, just go in the market and get that CDM. Get it done. I hope it won't have a significant effect on our remaining games there. And again, you know, the Thomas Partey, I'm thinking with Jorginho, yeah, you know what I've spoken about so far about that player there. Should have gone into the market early doors and gone in for a top line central defensive midfielder. Yeah, you know, I don't know, Armando Onana or a Sofian Amrabat or a Savic. Jorginho, highly experienced, Premier League proven. Am I complaining too much? I don't think so. But am I worried? Not so much. No, because March we should see the return of Jesus. I imagine there will be some more injuries, significant injuries. I hope not. But come summer, we'll have more time to relax, take in where Arsenal are finished. Hoping it's going to be Premier League winners. But I won't be too stressed about the targets, the top targets. Who are the top targets? I have no idea. Colin says yes. Midfielders, Xhaka, Partey, and a striker minimum for me. It's cough. Goodness. Okay. Let's have a look here. In the old days, there should be 4 strikers in the team. Why has this changed nowadays? We only have 2. I have no idea. I think it's just the way that Arteta is. His main scoring has come when he spent time in Man City. Man City, only now they've got a striker. I mean, the false 9, Sergio Aguero, all those players there are not out-and-out strikers, are they? So I think Arteta is trying to have a blueprint similar to the way that Man City plays. We don't play like Man City. We play the Arsenal way. But I think that's what it is. He's been with us for 3 seasons, 3 years, Arteta. And that's what I think it is. He's just trying to evolve the team, the squad, like a Man City squad. The way that Man City plays. And you remember, was it the semi-finals against Villarreal? He played a false nine. I was thinking, we never play a false nine. We never play a false nine. And I think it tells you as well, when you've got three players now, three players who are top scorers. I think it's Nketiah, Erdegaard, and Bukayo Saka. Or is it four? Martinelli. When you've got four players, that tells you something. That tells you something. What rating do you think Arteta is given for this window? The thing is, I don't want to be too hard on Arteta, because if compare like for like, this transfer window which has just finished compared to the last transfer window, we didn't get anybody in. So at least they brought three players in. Am I overjoyed with these players? No, I'm not. I never heard of Jacob Kiwior in my life. Never heard of him. I heard of Trossard. I've seen Trossard play many times for Brighton. Jorginho, heard of him, seen him play for Chelsea, but wrong side of 30. But we've got to give him a chance, haven't we? But yeah, what do you think Arteta is given for this? The question should have been really tied. What rating do you think Edu is given for this window? To be honest, because Edu's the one pulling the strings, isn't he? At least he should be. But I have no idea. No idea. Colin, I was just in the comment there. Moises overrated, well overpriced. Glad we did not get him. Yeah, trying to force a move away from Brighton. Not good. I'm behaving. You don't have to behave. You don't have to behave. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Right. I think we have finished. I'm just checking. Oops. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Right. So before I finish this live show, I'm just going to double check the latest poll question that we've put on the platform, and it is: how do you rate this transfer window, January transfer window? That is. We've now received 972 votes, 30 comments, and 33 likes. I think 30 comments. Wow, that's really, really good. How do you rate the transfer window out of 10? So on 12% of the votes, 9 out of 10. Yeah, 9 out of 10. 19% of the votes have gone to 8 out of 10 for the transfer window. 30% of the votes have gone to 7 out of 10 for the transfer window. And I'm surprised, really surprised at this result. 39% of you have voted for 6 out of 10. I'm thinking, if I'd gone any lower, would it have gone higher? I don't know. Oh, my goodness. Jerry, me. Wow. Woo. Where were we? Oh. Look, from now on and since 2019, 8 out of 10 over, all on everything. Okay. Edu has broken an MBQ. Has a broken MBQ. But no one heard of Fabio Vieira before. I hadn't heard of him. I'd never heard of him. And it's not. It's not. Don't feel ashamed if you've never heard of these players. Because I've never heard of these players. My bandwidth of football is so narrow. I do need to broaden it just a little bit. But I'd never heard of Fabio Vieira. Fabio who? Fabio Vieira. I'd never heard of him. Yeah, never heard of him. Have you worked out yet what Vinay does? Leave him alone. He doesn't do much, but leave him alone. Barbecue. All right, okay. Team information, top of table, Jan window comes on Gooners. We doing well. Aguna Matara. Yeah, we can't argue with that because I was speaking to one of my old boss, one of my agencies I used to work through, and I'm hoping to go back and work through them again. And he's a gooner. And once we spoke about the business, he said, Jorginho. I said, yeah. Jorginho, no. Jorginho, no. He said, why? I said, I gave my reasons. He said, right, but are you willing to be pleasantly surprised? I said, of course. I mean, it's a surprise for me that Arsenal sit on top of the Premier League. None of you cannot tell me that you predicted Arsenal would have been on top of the Premier League. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. You didn't see that coming, did you? So, of course, I'm surprised. All right, 8 out of 10. Me and Colin could not vote. I said there were no options for a 4.5 or a 3. There's only limited for options. I should have maybe started at 0. The people putting 6 are under 90 years of age. That's 9 Chelsea fans. Does Fabio Vieira need to bulk up as he is very weak holding off? Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah. Which I'm very surprised why we actually play him, why we bought him. Because I'm thinking when I look at Patino, don't they have like a similar physicality, don't they? I mean, they're both playing the midfield. I'm thinking, why did we loan up Patino to buy a Fabio Vieira? They're quite similar, aren't they? Anyway. Years talking about players coming in and yet no, but now look, players want to join. So I'm happy Partey gets injured, back up now. Fair point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Alrighty. Do you know what? We've come to an end on this this kind of how can I say this? A roundup to the end of the transfer window. We will be talking about the transfer window on Friday on the Easy Talk. I kind of get the impression it might be a little bit heated. It might get a little bit heated. Yeah, I don't know. The Jorginho deal still kind of, to me, it just doesn't feel kind of right. But again, you've got to give the player a chance. I know he's done an interview. I've not listened to the interview just yet, but we've got to give him the chance, haven't we? Leandro Trossard for me, the pick of the bunch. The pick of the transfer buys for me. Left foot, right foot, header. Yeah, he can play with the left foot, the right foot. I'm just thinking, I don't like to compare players, but I'm thinking when you've got a player like that who can play with his left foot, can play with his right foot, and he can also header, I'm thinking, yeah, Cazorla, maybe? But yeah, we mustn't be overly upset because I'm comparing like for like. Last January was all about Dusan Vlahovic. And I can't believe how this year has gone so quick. Dusan Vlahovic goes off into the distance, doesn't have a care about Arsenal. And we get upset because Arsenal did not sign a player. Because we know January transfer windows are historically very difficult to buy players. Boom! A year on, we bought 3 players. So at least they brought 3 players. 3 players, 2 of which are Premier League proven players. And the third one, who? Was it Kiwior? Jacob Kiwior? Yeah. So let's not get too upset, but we will be talking in greater depth about a transfer window come the Friday Easy Talk. There will be a live show tomorrow, Thursday Night Football with Ange, the first lady of Canada TV. And I believe she'll be having a co-host in Richard. And then we'll be back to Sunday against the Toffees, Everton. Yeah, back in Premier League action. And I'm hoping on Saturday, but on Sunday, hopefully will be the return of the big Sunday show hosted by Paul Bray, aka the Bray, aka in the North Bank. So, you've been spoiled. You're going to be spoiled in the next few days. Well, live content, forget about the transfer window. You can't, can you? Forget about it. Don't get too upset. Leave that to me. I'll do all the ranting and raving over here. Okay, any more comments before we do finish this one here? Okay. Aguna Matara says, Nine coming back. Eddie doing well. Come on, yeah, he's doing excellent well. Excellent. What position does Peter play? Wait, midfield, isn't it? He plays on the left side of midfield as he's not a defensive midfielder. I think he's an attacking midfielder. But I'm looking at both of them, Fabio Vieira and Tripetum. To me, they look quite similar builds. I'm thinking, right, so you've loaned out Patino, who's doing quite well. Was it Blackburn? Not Blackburn, Blackpool. But then we brought Fabio Vieira for, I can't remember how much we bought him for. For me, it's strange. It's quite strange. Who do you think had the best transition team out of top six? Transition teams. Well, I mean, Chelsea have spent a bucket load of money, haven't they? I'll probably go for bias, Arsenal. Yeah, it has to be Arsenal, hasn't it? 8 out of 10. That's a win. Okay, Colin's steadfast on that 3, man. Colin is a -3. Mate 3, what is going on? We're not Tottenham. All right. I was thinking about upgrading to a 4, but my reason would trigger people. Yeah, it will. It will. But it's your opinion. The 35 mil, and we brought a Fabio a lot of money for 35 mil. Really? He's showing glimpses, but so did Pepe. Glimpses won't cut it for a whole season. He won't cut it for a whole season. Do you know what? We have come to an end on this show over here. Thank you so very much. I've noticed, like I have done for the last almost 4 years of doing transfer news, how the numbers just drop off after the transfer window. But we're going to be going onwards and upwards, and strength. This April. This April will mark 5 years of Canon Fodder TV. 5 years. I can't believe how quickly the time has gone. Oh dear. So I believe at that time we would have surpassed 20,000 subscribers. It's a landmark to be celebrated. I'm not sure how my brother, I think my brother might do like a competition, I think. But we're almost there. We're almost there. You know, I think 19,735 at the last count. So thank you to each and every one of you for that. And just continue following us on all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. But we couldn't exist without you. It's true. We are here because of you, because you take the time to listen to us. I say us because it's not only me. We've got a bag full of contributors. We've even got 2 segments where you don't see my face. So it's because of you that Canon Fodder TV is still going strong in 2023. Almost 5 years in April. Wow. And long may it continue. It will continue by the grace of God. Anyhow, I believe I'm out. I know there's been okay, I think I might let Ty have the last shot. This is a good show, a great chat room comments. Have a great remainder of the day, everyone. Thank you for that. And that is that. Yeah, on the day, finally, you know, the transfer window has now closed, and we know Arsenal signed 3 players, that of which we didn't sign last January. Anyhow, I will not be back tomorrow. Look out for Thursday Night Football. I think it'll be 8 p.m. UK time for that. And that's that. Enjoy the remnants of your evening, whatever you're doing, and wherever you are, please keep safe. And you have been listening to Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.